Hello everyone and welcome back to Flying Through the Gyroplane Flying Handbook. Well, we finally made it. This is the last video in this series, so we're going to briefly discuss chapter 22, or the 8th chapter if you will, on aeronautical decision making. And this chapter is mostly some stories and such that are being presented. I'm not going to just reread these stories, but I did want to touch on this little chart. Talks about hazardous attitudes that you might have as a pilot. And of course, a gyroplane is no different from any other kind of aircraft where you really have to systematically and properly walk through decisions that need to be made. Ask yourself questions like, do I really need to fly today? Is the weather a little bit iffy? Should I be doing this? A lot of gyros are at most 2 seats. So of course, it's not the case that you're going to be making a lot of decisions that involve another pilot. That's kind of rare. You might have a passenger, but we're mostly doing pleasure flying in a gyro. But anyways, given that, we still need to be on the lookout for these hazardous attitudes. So these are things, by the way, that you might see on your knowledge test as well. So impulsivity, just doing something quickly. And the antidote to that is not so fast, think first. So you might go up to the machine and you might notice, hey, there's something not quite right. Oh, I've got a tire that was flat. Well, let me just pump some air in it and then go and not investigate. Why was the tire flat? I just flew it 2 days ago. So that probably tells me that I have a significant leak and I might be landing with a flat tire. Invulnerability. It won't happen to me. And this seems to be especially prevalent with younger pilots. Of course, if you look at the average age of a gyro pilot, they tend to be a little bit older. So hopefully this is not as much of a problem. There are a lot of people that think that bad things happen to other people. And you have to realize it could happen to me. Things do happen. Mistakes occur. You have to worry about other pilots, whether things can happen. Macho. I can do it. I'm going to show everybody. I'm going to show off. And the antidote to that is taking chances is foolish. You might see some people online especially, right? God bless the internet. You'll see people, they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff and filming it. And they become examples for the non-flying public of how you might want to act, which is probably wrong. Resignation. Oh, what's the use? I'm just going to curl up into a ball now and cry. Where does this come into play? Let's say you have some sort of an emergency. Don't give up. When do you stop flying your machine? When it's on the ground and fully stopped. That's when you stop flying the machine, not before. And then finally, we have anti-authority. You can't tell me what to do. I am my own boss. Forget the FAA and everybody else. I'm just going to do my own thing. And you need to realize that following the rules is safer. There's a reason for the rules that we have. A lot of the regulations that we have in aviation, they will say are written in blood, especially the maintenance regulations. Because what happened was something occurred and somebody got hurt. As a result, they came up with some rules to hopefully avoid that happening to somebody else. So there you have it. That is our series on flying through the Gyroplane Flying Handbook. I hope you enjoyed it, and I always welcome comments from my viewers. So have a great day.